On today's episode, I'm going to try to stump you and help you. It's like 2 for 1. I'm going to try to show you a bunch of boss pedals that you've never seen, which is a tough feat because boss pedals are everywhere. And then I'm going to try to help you by showing you that these pedals you've never seen are awesome. Let's do it. Let's jump right into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boss pedals that I'm thinking you've never seen, or you don't know about them, or at least you've never paid attention. Maybe it's like the billboard you pass on the highway. You see it like the 10th time. Anyway, here we go. I'm gonna start off. We're gonna play 2 at a time so I can show some more. And the first notable one is from 2013. It's the TE-2 Tera Echo. I've showed this on 1 episode, so maybe that undoes some of the you've never seen factor, but this is a very, very unique delay pedal. It is built for absolutely being an ambient effect. A lot of delays are made to be tame, traditional, vintage. This doesn't care about that. So it has a very interesting, unheard of sound inside of it. I don't even know how to identify it, but it'll do kind of spacey noises, runaways. You can hold it down for an infinite function. I really like it as a big pad sound, and there's something about how it echoes and delays. There's some type of predetermined ducking where it doesn't get in the way. I can have it set massive, and I'll show you that with the slide part. That's better than anything Rhett Scholl's ever played. Sick burn! Then there's the Power Driver. The Power Driver came out in 1996, and it was only made from July of 96 till May of 97. This is, to my knowledge, the shortest, most small run of a Boss pedal ever. They only made 19,000 for Boss. That's incredibly small. And for 10 years at least, you could find these new in the box sitting around stores everywhere. No one wanted to buy it. But here's what's crazy. It's amazing. It's also one of the only Boss pedals that uses unorthodox knob titles, fat and muscle. You'll never see that on a Boss pedal. It is, by my opinion, and a lot of other people I don't know, it's like Boss's Big Muff. I said it. Nobody even knows they made this pedal. People have ignored it. I think it looks pretty amazing too. It's like a burned orange. Some people don't like orange. It's a little too flashy. This is burned. It classes it up a little bit. Some people say it's like Oasis in a box, so I'm already a fan just from that statement. Let's stack these up and go to Jamtown. Wait, there's a box for this. There's a box for this. There's a box. We didn't pull boxes. Pause.
A few moments later.
Here.
Yes. Unpause. Here's the box. You're not seeing this. Nobody's seeing. Look, out of the box. See?
Here goes the box.
Is there anything in here? What's crazy is they made this for 11 months. I can't even imagine designing a pedal, making it for only 11 months. This is a new type of distortion, ideal for powerful and wild chord playing. I don't know if I know how to play wild. This unit is designed to be extra low noise. A wide variety of sound creation is made possible with the fat and muscle knobs. I don't know, there's something about the fact that Boss on this one pedal said fat and muscle instead of bass and mids. How do you feel about that, Nick?
I'm offended.
I'm a little offended. Well, it's a hurt. I'm hurt. Let's jam. Next up is I have two pedals from 2011. 2011, it's kind of the dark years of Boss, I think. If there is a dark age of Boss, I think it's this era. The look is cool. They had like a more industrial thing going on. Some of my favorite colors are from this era. And you'll notice kind of the matching silver plates. Anyway, two pedals here. Combo drive. You've probably never seen this. I'm gonna bet this is the one no one's seen. When I went to Japan, I had never seen this. And I walked into a guitar shop in Tokyo and there were like 400 of these on the shelf. So apparently certain things sell in certain places. That is really revelatory. I'm gonna set this up with my amp, which is obviously a Fender type amp. It's kind of a higher wattage Princeton, glassy, clean Fender tones. But this is going to make that amp sound really, really identical to a slightly crunchy Vox. That's not an easy thing to do. It'll do a lot more distortion than I'm gonna play. It's a killer pedal. The combo name comes from the term AC. AC30 means amplifier combo, and that's what that Vox term means. So combo drive, this is a Vox in a box. That rhymes. I'm a rapper. Next up, the FB2. This is, I forgot a pedal. It's okay, it's all right. There's a pedal that came out in 83, 84, and it's called the Super Distortion Feedbacker, DF2. There's also, a few years later, the Super Feedbacker Distortion. This is the same pedal, but DiMarzio dropped a cease and desist on Boss, and they had to change this because DiMarzio had a Super Distortion pickup. So they dropped this, they call it the Super Feedback Distortion. This is like a new play on that because this has a cult following. You hold down the foot switch and it creates feedback without even being near your amp. So for example, what you're gonna see me do, I'm going to have an overdrive tone here, and then I'm gonna turn this on because first and foremost, and very interestingly so, they've never made a boost, which is crazy, until they made this. This didn't last long either. So I'm gonna set it up and I'm gonna slam into the front of the combo drive and make it more distorted, just like you would hit a tube amp with a boost. Then I'm going to hold this down and you're gonna hear really natural feedback as if I was creating it in the space I'm in. But here's the thing. I play through an ISO cab in this room, so I'd never actually hear my amp outside of my in-ears. You're gonna hear feedback. It's gonna trick you, it's gonna mess with you, you're gonna question yourself, your life, all your choices, and you're gonna think I'm a wizard. But it's really this. Fun jam. I do want to point out, as I messed with this, pushing into the front of the combo drive, this character knob is really, really fantastic. It goes from flat to a little bit of a push to a big mid push, and that's what I did. I used this like my haunting mids pedal or something like that, where it just really pushed the mid range. It's a good sound. Like it or lump it, as my grandpa would say. Next up, we have the DN2 Dyna drive. This is currently still being made. It has within it a special DSP technology that comes from Boss's Cube amplifiers, I think they're called. The color kind of makes me think they're tributing to the DS1, but you can't live like that because this isn't. You know, colors are tricky You need to let the colors go, the association thing. I don't know what this is. I tried to figure it out. I think it's just an overdrive distortion that's fairly original to their line. Now, here's what's interesting. There's a lot of pedals that are touch dynamic, meaning when I pick lightly, they're clean. And when you dig in, they're distorted. This happens because when you pick lightly, you send a little bit of voltage from the pickup through the cable to the amp or the pedal. When you pick harder, that's a louder signal, more voltage, and it distorts the overdrive pedal that you're using. So this is common and it's known as touch sensitivity. It's quite the buzzword around town. This takes that to a new level. It actually is listening and tracking digitally for that amount of signal. And I'm gonna demonstrate that by having a part that I finger pick in the beginning, and it's gonna be really clean, really loud, really powerful. And then when I dig in, there will be no volume differences. It will sound like a completely different pedal without touching a single setting. I think that's cool. I don't think it gets enough love, and you've probably never seen it. And then next up is the Parametric Equalizer. This is a rare bird. They're stupid expensive. I didn't have to pay what they're worth, fortunately. They didn't make this for long, 91 to 97. And here's another thing. This, to my knowledge, is the only Boss pedal with the number 4 on it. It's mind-blowing. 4 is a bad omen in Japanese culture, so they've avoided it throughout the entire history of Boss. And for some reason, the PQ4 exists. I don't know why. It's a problem. I want to know why. I was told there were no 4s, and then I found this. I feel like I've been lied to. Why would they do this? I don't know. Anybody know? Nick, you want to take us?
I have no idea.
Does it bother you?
It honestly, it doesn't, but,
But it's the only 4. There's not another 4.
Yeah, I know.
But do you know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying.
It's the only 4.
Maybe we should just play it. Think so? You gonna be okay?
Yeah, split. All you Radiohead fans out there caught a glimmer of my attempt to sound like Johnny Greenwood. It was a 4 of 10, which is better than a 3 or 2 of 10. And the key was using an equalizer to push the mids a lot. He uses the Telecaster with the lace sensors, and it has a plasticky rubber band sound. That's always how I've thought of his sound when he does the octave bends, and it's like a sterile medical rubber band slap bracelet ice crumb sound. And the way you get that is by pushing the EQ. So how is this different than a GE7 with sliders? Well, it's different in the fact that Parametric is really intensely focused, and you have these dual concentric pots. I think the tagline is, when you can't get enough EQ control out of your amp, you buy the PQ4. And honestly, why is it a 4? You know, while we were jamming, we were having a talk, and it's probably because some dumb American didn't know about the 4 thing, and America ruined this, like everything else in the world. Thanks, America. The next pair starts in 2013 with the multi-overtone. These kind of drop together. I would say this is an era of Boss. The multi-overtone adds multiple overtones to the signal. Now, how are we to perceive such an effect? Detune chorus, rotary. It kind of, sort of, maybe, not really does all of those. It's really confusing. So I'm gonna quit talking about it. It has a stereo output, but as you know, I could care less. Stereo's dumb. We're gonna run it in mono. We're gonna run it in the ground into mono. I'm gonna use setting 1, and we're gonna toggle it on and off a little. Now here's the thing. Here's the part that gets real juicy. I always thought this was the rarest, most unproduced Boss pedal. It was made from 77 to 80. It is the Boss Driver DB5. The deal is the compact series as we know it, these, drops in 77. That's the year this comes out. So this coexists for 3 years with things like the OD1. It's a weird pedal. It has 3 settings, 3 sounds, or 3 functions, you might call them, and you can't use them together. You pick one of the 3. So this pedal is either an equalizer, that's not very exciting, or you go to the middle, and it's an attack EQ, which just means compressor EQ, I think. I think that's what it means. Then there's distortion EQ. This is where it gets saucy, okay? This is some type of original, really unique fuzz that's almost octave fuzz. That's definitely octave fuzz, but not exactly octave fuzz. So I'm gonna turn it on, turn it off, turn this on, turn this off. We're gonna do a jam. I always thought this was rare until I learned this was made for 11 months. PW-2, you win. That was a good jam. I think all the jams were good. All these pedals are good. And I think this episode at the end of the day, it's a lesson in not following the crowd. You know, everybody wants you to play what's popular, but what's popular leads you down a road that ends up being negative for you. You just become normal, boring. I see you now. You're not exciting. You keep playing the same old stuff. You get on the gear page. What are you buying? You're buying what the guy that you never met's telling you to buy. But today you saw some stuff you never saw, and it's up to you to make a journey, to open a door, to walk down a hall, to get in a car you've never got in. It's up to you to do something different because you're boring. You keep buying the same stuff. Stop it. That's the point of today. Play a Tera Echo. Get a combo drive. The guy on the gear page never heard of the Dyna drive. They definitely don't have this. Be you. Don't be them. Let's go to record time. Today's record time is brought to you by 2020 St. Cloud by Waxahatchee. I'm a big fan. If you like Brandi Carlile, Nico Case, those vibes, so think alt country. I don't want to say folk because that gets weird. I don't even know what folk means anymore. It's just really good music. Americana is another take on this. So really great songwriting, beautiful production. Her vocals are awesome. It's simple, but really thought out and enjoyable. It's the kind of music you can put on and wash some dishes. You know what I'm saying? So check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I mean, look at that truck. You know, sometimes you just like a record because she's on top of a cool truck, and that's okay. Somebody needed to tell you that today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite Boss pedal is that you've never seen. If you have seen one of these, you win an imaginary point. So put that down in the comments and you have earned that point. It's yours. You might have multiple points and there might be an imaginary winner in the comments, but I won't really care about that. Either way, like the episode if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon to get notifications of future episodes. And in the description below, there is a link and you can download these tracks and jam along with us over at BandLab. That's pretty cool. You can make your own music. You can make like a car commercial and sell it using these tracks. And really, we can't do anything because we gave the music away to you, the people, because it's music for the people. That's all I have to say today. Let's go buy a boss pedal you've never seen, I guess. Or don't. Bye.